What's up, y'all? I'm gonna be giving you some life advice from my closet, dressed as a croissant. Dude, I can't even fit in this thing. Oh my god. I'm just gonna prop my legs up here. What's up? I'm giving you life advice from my closet because I have nothing better to do on a Saturday night at like almost 10:30 p.m. So chances are, if you're watching this, YouTube has probably recommended it to you because the algorithm works in very mysterious ways. And trust me, I know. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this. I had a thing called motivational milk that I did quite a few months back, and I figured I would do something else with another goofy costume in my closet for whatever reason. Yeah, so here's closet croissant, or question croissant, maybe? I don't know. I wanted to do something that starts with the letter C or Q or K. Anyway, I graduated last week, and that was kind of a huge deal because I almost flunked out of my first year of university, and I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. So initially I was going to do a video kind of about graduation or just during my graduation, but damn, it was hot as fuck that day and I didn't have time to actually record. I was kind of just behind and scrambling. I had no idea where to go. I was kind of just lost because all the graduation stuff happens at the main campus of the university I went to, and I went to a smaller, less known campus of my university. So I was kind of just running around looking for stuff to do and trying not to pass out because it was so damn hot. But nonetheless, I graduated. I managed to basically double my GPA from what it once was. If you're wondering what I had, I was at a 1.5 GPA in accounting. And let me tell you, I friggin' sucked at accounting because my ass can't do math. And I found that out the hard way because university is much different than high school. But I think a lot of people kind of realize a lot of things the hard way when they go to university. And it's an experience. I mean, you got to just try new things and do what you want to do. So my advice to you is to do that. Just do what you want to do in university. You know, your degree doesn't define you, and you don't have to do things in 4 years. You don't have to do things the way that you're being told to do things. So obviously there are requirements you need to like fulfill your degree and graduate and go on into the merry world to work your 9 to 5 wherever the heck that is. My point is like do something while you're in college. Do something. Join a club, join a society or community. Try that elective that sounds super cool that you've been putting off forever. You know, I know it's not easy, and trust me, I know. Like, I started university in the pandemic. I thought I wanted to become an accountant. I thought I had my whole life set on becoming, someone doing something related to money because I figured, dang, I think I can manage money. And I was like, shit, I can't even get out of bed, bro. Like, my sleep schedule was, like, destroyed. We were doing online classes. I'm sure anyone is old enough to understand that because if chances are if you're watching this video you've done school online during the pandemic and that was hell. I mean, it sucks when you're literally paying for school and you gotta kind of push through it, and your first year isn't looking that good, but that was reality for me. I finished with a 1.5 GPA, as I said earlier, and if you don't know what that is, in the case of my school, that was borderline academic probation. If you don't know what academic probation is, that's basically like you suck so much ass at school that the school can basically ban you from going to school for sucking so much ass and getting such a terrible grade. So I'm basically like coasting right above the cutoff for getting like temporarily suspended from going to school. And that shit kind of scared me because I'm like, dang, my average sucks. And I also don't know what the heck I'm going to do in school. First time I actually tried to do something I wanted to do, I looked through like every single program, every single course of, the fields of interest that I actually had my eyes on. I was like, okay, dang, English, communications. I know that screams unemployment, but I had to kind of start somewhere. So yeah, I actually went into communications, or my school's equivalent of communications. They had like this long acronym for it. And I ended up doing the courses, and they're actually really fun and really interesting. I was actually doing like little podcast assignments, writing essays about things I actually enjoyed, and working with a bunch of people that were kind of like-minded. But the main thing that really got me interested in school was when I took a writing course, and I actually got the teacher who is basically like the godfather of the writing program. He was like the head honcho, started the whole thing. I remember the first meeting I had with this dude was to discuss an assignment that I did. It was like a short story that I wrote about something that happened to me and a group of friends when we were out in the woods. And I'm not sorry. That sounded really creepy. It wasn't really creepy. It was literally us discovering like an abandoned car and whatnot. I didn't think much of it. It was just a story I did for an assignment, and I remember presenting this to him, and he was just super blown away. He's like, "Dang, you know how to write? Join the program." And I'm like, "What? What the fuck? I'm not a writer." But this guy literally told me, like, "Dude, you should join the program. I can get you in, even though your average isn't that good." At the time, I was so like blown away. I'm like, "Holy crap!" Like the main head writing guy, the freaking wizard of writing, is telling me to join the writing program. Like that's nuts. I never thought that would ever happen. This is like just something completely out of the blue. And God forbid, if I never took that course, I never would have found out that I love to write. And even though I don't write as much now, it was still like a gateway into the writing world. And I did end up doing that program. I actually transferred to English for a year to do some electives. Then I went to a writing program and minored in English. So even after changing programs twice, it's like, dang, I still made my way through uni. I started taking more electives, I started meeting more people. I was just like, yo, this is fun. Like, I'm actually enjoying university. And I know some people might dunk on me by saying, oh shit, you have an easy major, oh, you're doing communications. Dude, you can do electives, man. If you're in like any sort of major, you can still do fun things outside of your major. And this is something I realized too. Like, I know that my major was very writing heavy, and there was just a ton of writing stuff. I wanted to start learning shit outside of writing. And I actually started just joining a bunch of random clubs. Like in my 4th year, I joined like probably a dozen clubs, which is not something you should do, by the way. That's fucking insane. Don't do that. But I did it anyway because I knew that in most cases it was low commitment because my campus is pretty small and there wasn't really much going on. And I ended up doing like social media stuff. I was doing like email marketing and learning about like SEO and just random things kind of here and there. Some were just like, buzzwords that I was kind of just introduced to. I ended up writing grants for like a nonprofit, which I didn't even think was something I would have ever found out about as a college student, because that sounds like a super freaking adult thing that I've never thought I'd do as a 21-year-old. Nonetheless, I was doing a bunch of things, and it was just fun. I honestly like never thought I'd have as much fun in uni after like nearly flunking out of school and like hating school my first year. I remember like going from failing tests, failing entire courses, which have never happened to me before, to like passing with flying colors, to actually enjoying what I was doing. It's needless to say that like school can provide a lot for you. I think a lot of people wonder about whether they should, do stuff in university, whether they should actually do university. Like, do you go to college? Do you not go to college? In a lot of cases, it is a money thing. But if you have the ability, you have the privilege to go to university, take that chance. I think it's just hard to kind of navigate at times because you feel like you have to do a certain thing, you have to get a certain job, but your degree does not define you, man. And you don't have to do things in 4 years. Everything seems like it's, in a cookie cutter setting, you got to do things a certain way, but it's like, man, life's not a race, man. Life's a marathon. You got to finish it the best way you can. It's not who comes out first, it's who finishes the best. That sounds weird because it's like, duh, marathon's a race. You got to finish fast. You want to get a good time. But like, if you want to take an extra year of university, do it if it means, getting a better average or doing more extracurriculars, networking with more profs, getting more research or whatever it is you need to do for like grad school or your job or your future. Then again, you can just completely ignore any of this because chances are if you're watching this, you're probably not going to listen to a guy who is dressed up as a croissant in his closet talking to you at 10:30 at night. If you want to take it from a recent college grad who just came out of school and is going back to school for another year for grad school, do what you want to do, man. Do what you want to do. Join that club you've always wanted to join. Explore that passion that you've always wanted to explore. You can do things outside of school. You can do other things that you're interested in. People want to know more about you in the real world. They don't just want to know about your professional aspirations. They want to know about what you're interested in, what you want to learn. Not everything needs to be set in stone right then and there. Honestly, through clubs that I didn't even think I'd join, I went to so many like fun events. I got to collaborate with a lot of different people. I got to meet a lot of different people that I'm really thankful I've gotten to meet. even though I had not that much passion of a club, I honestly just wanted to get experience from all these different clubs. If I'm being honest, I was kind of resume stacking, and I feel kind of like shitty for that. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to get a job, and the economy's shit. So sue me. So what I wanted to say is that, like, especially when you go to a small campus like mine, or if you are in a smaller community or smaller classes, it's really easy to get to know people, and really take that opportunity to not just network and stack your LinkedIn, but actually try and like talk to people and learn more about them and their interests, because it's really cool when you find someone who's into something as much as you are, because then you can just like bond over it, you can talk about it, you can make projects over it. I know people who have just like gotten together just to like make little film projects or make little like designs or write together or just do whatever, research together. There's so many little things you can do. And sometimes those can be big things. You can make your own freaking business. We had like a business incubator, and some people just like made their own business because you can do that as a college student. It's kind of crazy, but that's how some of this stuff starts. It's not easy going through college, even though like I've known people who were going through like much tougher stuff. I know people who've had to like pay their entire way through college. They have to take like an extra year. They've gone through tough stuff at home, at school, and it's like, dang, like my problems in university seemed like so small compared to theirs, but it's like, everyone's got their own journey. You're never alone in your journey either. Always talk to people, always try and reach out to people, and keep going. It's not over till it's over. I think uni is a fun experience, college is a fun experience, and I know I'm kind of just talking about uni and college. I should probably talk about like high school in case anyone else is from like high school. If you're in any sort of school, actually, just do what you can in school. I think everyone has a limit. Everyone needs time to themselves, time to relax, time to just kind of pause. Maybe you want to take a year off. Maybe you want to take a fifth year. Maybe you gotta like work for a little bit. Like, there's no law saying what you can and can't do in terms of like your own life path. Like, you just gotta explore and be open. That goes for any type of school. It goes for any type of job. Some people want to switch jobs. Some people want to switch schools. Some people want to switch programs. Some people have switched entirely what they've done. But there's even programs for that too. Like, there's programs I found for like business that literally stem from like getting people from other programs to go to business. Like, I've heard stories of people going from like biology and research and like all this crazy stuff to like full on business, accounting, finance, and I'm like, what the frick? You can do that? Yes, you can. It's crazy, but y'all can do it. Yeah, I don't know where to end this video. I think I'm kind of at the end of it. I've kind of stated my point like a million times, but I guess aside from the whole school thing, since I talked about school for like 90% of it, do what you want to do. I'm just going to say it one last time. Do what you want to do. Even if it's like making little videos like these, I think everyone should do something creative in their life. I find that if you create as much as you consume, I think it kind of balances things out. And I've really been trying to like do that, or at least plan out doing that. I wrote a whole list of video ideas I want to do over my lifetime. And even though I won't have much time to do that because of grad school, I'm going to try and make it happen anyway. At the end of the day, I really just want to have fun with friends and people around me, and maybe find other people who want to do this stuff as much as I do, because my ideas are kind of stupid and silly, but maybe there's other people that want to be stupid and silly with me, and maybe we can make these ideas happen. I just want to enter the creator space and kind of become a creator to like meet other people and do different things and make cool viral events happen, or even just do stuff for fun in your community, even for like charity or something. It's not all for going, completely viral and getting followers and subscribers. I think having a community matters, and I want to try and do that at some point. Just make a bunch of fun things, create a community, and hopefully inspire others to do stuff that I do or have done. Even though I'm aiming for, a normal office job and a 9-to-5 career, I still want to have stuff outside of that. So I guess major kind of final connecting point: do what you want to do, also do what you have to do, but leave room for both. Everyone's going to have responsibilities, everyone's going to have stuff that they have to do in life, but at the same time, everyone's going to have things that they want to do. Everyone's going to have things that they want to eat and explore and try out for themselves. Like, there's just so much out there. And I wanted to explore more of like Toronto, and I can do that now because I'm going to school downtown. And it's like, holy crap. I know I'm killing two birds with one stone, but even if I wasn't going to school there, I would still go downtown more often because, like, I don't need an excuse to. I can just do things because I'm an adult with free will. And I think it's once you realize that you're an adult with free will that you have a lot more options on your plate. Even though you might be forced by your parents to go to school, it's like, dang, you can still do stuff outside of school. You still have more of an open schedule. You'll still have more, like, time at some point to do the things you want to do. And that's kind of it. I think I've said do what you want to do like probably 20 times, but that's the whole point of this video. Yeah, I'm sorry. I went on like a million different tangents, but hopefully this video helped you. I'm going to edit it now, and hopefully that won't take me very long because I don't have anything else to post because I haven't really been thinking about content for that long. And really, I just wanted to get something out. I was thinking of doing some sort of like commentary, sit down and talk sort of thing for a while now. But yeah, this will be it for a little while. Maybe I'll do something bigger and better in the future when I have the time. But yeah, I will see y'all later. Goodbye.